In the beginning, there was confusion. What's the deal with numbers? They asked. What's a number anyway? Is it like a cow? Can you milk it? Do numbers have udders? No, stop. Don't go there. There was a lot of stuff to figure out, and some ancient minds were up to the task. So, they came up with mathematics, which means literally to learn, or in some translations, I hate doing this, but I need it for university. As mathematics matured, a fascinating debate emerged. Is it a fundamental truth of the universe, or just something we've conjured up? Early thinkers grappled with this puzzle, from Plato's notion of innate knowledge to Aristotle's more grand perspective, linking mathematical concepts to tangible reality. Throughout history, philosophers and mathematicians alike added layers to this discourse. From Descartes' analytical geometry to Leibniz's calculus, each innovation prompted further reflection on the relationship between what was seemingly human creativity and the fabric of reality itself. In the 19th and 20th centuries, luminaries like Russell, Hilbert, and Gödel shook the foundations of mathematics. Gödel's Incompleteness theorems in particular rattled the cages of formalism, revealing the inherent limits of axiomatic systems. These developments reignited interest in the philosophical bedrock of mathematics, sparking new avenues of inquiry into the age-old question of invention versus discovery. So, here's the question for you. Is mathematics invented, or is it discovered? It seems like an easy enough question, but it's trickier than you think. The trouble is, there are a multitude of layers to this question, and it seems like attempting to come up with an answer only brings up more questions. So, let's take a critical look into the metaphysical nature of mathematics, starting with some of the general consensuses. Platonism, echoing the wisdom of its namesake Plato, suggests that mathematical entities aren't just figments of our collective imagination, but rather denizens of an abstract realm awaiting discovery by intrepid mathematicians. Picture a perfect triangle lounging in an ethereal lounge, sipping cosmic cocktails, and patiently waiting its moment in the sun. According to this view, mathematicians aren't just inventing new truths, they're uncovering the internal verities they've been chilling out since time immemorial. Take G.H. Hardy, for instance, the quintessential Platonist who believed that mathematical reality transcends our mortal consciousness, waiting patiently for us to stumble upon its hidden treasures. Hardy's perspective captures the essence of Platonism, a belief in the existence of an objective reality of mathematical truths waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to venture into the abstract abyss. Roger Penrose, the maverick mathematician, introduces us to a mind-bending concept, the three worlds. In Penrose's cosmic ballet, there exists not one, not two, but three distinct realms of existence. This is the realm of tangible objects and empirical phenomena, where stars twinkle, atoms dance, or I make silly videos. Here lies the realm of human consciousness and cognition, where thoughts swell and ideas bloom. It's the theatre of the mind, where mathematical truths are perceived and processed. Here's where things get delightfully abstract. This is an ethereal realm where mathematical truths exist independently of human thought, like timeless artifacts waiting to be unearthed by curious minds. According to Penrose, these worlds are interconnected, with the human mind serving as a bridge between the physical and the abstract. Mathematicians, armed with their cognitive faculties, traverse these realms, uncovering the hidden symmetries and structures that underpin the fabric of reality. Penrose's three worlds argument is even more strongly suggested through its deep connection to the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics. This concept describes the uncanny effectiveness of mathematics in describing and predicting real-world phenomena. According to Penrose, the three worlds argument provides a framework for understanding the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics. He highlights that the feeling mathematicians get when developing theories or solving problems is because they are discovering truths that already exist in the Platonic world. Penrose demonstrates how the discovery process is what allows these truths to be so accurate in describing the world, indicating that it's not merely a coincidence but a reflection of our ability to uncover and understand the pre-existing truths that inherently apply to the structure of the physical universe. Formalism, in contrast, strips away the metaphysical trappings and focuses solely on the rules of the game. Picture mathematics as a grand chessboard, with mathematicians as players manipulating symbols according to strict formal rules. In this view, mathematical truths are like the elegant maneuvers of a skilled chess player, derived from the logical consequences of our formal systems. David Hilbert, the grand architect of formalism, envisioned a world where all mathematics could be reduced to a formal system of symbols and rules devoid of any metaphysical baggage. Hilbert's program aimed to establish a rigorous foundation for all of mathematics through the development of axiomatic systems and formal proof techniques. However, Gödel's Incompleteness theorems threw a metaphysical wrench into Hilbert's well-oiled machine, revealing the inherent limitations of formalism and capturing the full breadth of mathematical truth. Entered the realm of constructivism, where mathematics isn't just a set of abstract truths waiting to be discovered, but rather a playground for human creativity and cognition. In the constructivist's world, mathematical knowledge isn't handed down from on high, it's painstakingly crafted by the minds of intrepid explorers. Imagine mathematics as a grand cathedral, each theorem and each proof meticulously constructed by the hands of mathematicians. In this view, mathematical truths are eternal verities waiting to be stumbled upon. They're the product of human ingenuity and insight. Constructivists emphasize the importance of clear and precise language in the construction and communication of mathematical knowledge. They argue that mathematics isn't just a language for describing the world, it's a tool for shaping it. Moreover, constructivism recognizes that there can be multiple valid perspectives and interpretations of mathematical concepts. Just as different architects might envision different designs for the same building, mathematicians can approach the same problem from a myriad of angles, each yielding valuable insights and solutions. So, we have a problem. There is no shortage of philosophical viewpoints, but it seems that no side of the question is more plausible than the other. To land at a satisfactory answer to our original question, we must first ask another. What is an invention? I told you, it was going to be tricky, but a definite conclusion needs a concrete definition. Defining invention is hard, but determining one less so. The duck test is applicable here, where if it looks like an invention, swims like an invention, and quacks like an invention, then it probably is an invention. So, light bulbs? Invention. Aeroplanes? Invention. The telephone? Invention. However, when we start to apply this test to more abstract concepts like mathematics, we start to approach the edge of the definition, so we need to determine a hard delineation between an invention and a not-invention, i.e. a discovery. The way I see it, there are 4 essential elements. An invention must be the first of its kind. It is original. It must serve some purpose or solves a problem. It has utility. It must have its process and result be recorded and verified by others. It has documentation and verification. And it must be a consequence of human creativity, reasoning, and problem-solving skills. It was obtained through critical thinking and human ingenuity. Let's start with the originality part. An invention, by its very nature, must be the first of its kind, a pioneering endeavour that breaks new ground. The Oxford definition of invention underscores this aspect, emphasising the creation or design of something that has not existed before. This criterion sets a high bar, demanding that true inventions carve out new territory rather than merely treading well-worn paths. Take, for instance, the light bulb, a beacon of human achievement birthed by Edison in 1879. Its emergence marked a watershed moment, a testament to the power of original thoughts. However, the notion of originality is not without its complexities. While it may seem straightforward to label something as original, the reality is often more nuanced. For example, the creation of the modern PC, marked by the Kembach 1 in 1971, challenges our understanding of originality. While the idea of a personal computer may not have existed prior to the Kembach, computers themselves were not novel concepts, having been present in university labs since the mid-20th century. This nuance complicates the criterion of originality, highlighting the need for a deeper examination of what constitutes true innovation. This leads into utility, the pragmatic yardstick of an invention. An invention must serve a purpose, addressing a need or solving a problem inherent to human existence. In fact, the criterion of utility is so fundamental that it forms the basis of patent systems where inventions are granted legal protection based on their perceived utility. The light bulb serves as a prime example of an invention that meets this criterion with flying colours. Its brilliance lies not only in its illumination, but its capacity to illuminate lives, casting aside the darkness of ignorance and superstition. Yet, utility alone cannot fully encompass the full spectrum of invention. Art and aesthetics, though devoid of practical utility, can still embody the spirit of an invention through their transformative power. This duality underscores the complexity of utility as a criterion, highlighting the need for a more nuanced understanding of the role it plays in defining invention. In the annals of invention, documentation and verification stand as sentinels of truth, guarding against the encroachment of falsehood and fallacy. An invention must be rigorously documented, its genesis and evolution laid bare for all to see. Moreover, it must withstand the crucible of verification, subjected to scrutiny and skepticism until its veracity is beyond reproach. The thorough recording of the invention process and the rigorous validation of its claims are crucial for establishing its credibility and authenticity. Documentation refers to the material record of something, while verification entails establishing the truth, accuracy, or validity of something. For instance, the invention of the telephone by Alexander Graham Bell was meticulously documented through detailed records of experiments and designs. Moreover, it was subjected to verification through independent assessments of its functionality and reliability. This rigorous approach to documentation and verification ensures that inventions are grounded in empirical evidence and objective analysis, enhancing their credibility and impact. Lastly, we come to critical thinking and human ingenuity, the twin engines that propel the ship of invention through uncharted waters. An invention, to be truly revolutionary, must spring from the fertile soil of critical thinking and creative insight. Critical thinking entails the ability to analyze, evaluate, and synthesize pre-existing truths to generate novel ideas or solutions. It involves questioning assumptions, identifying patterns, and discerning logical connections to address complex problems. Moreover, ingenuity refers to the capacity for inventive thinking and originality in devising creative solutions to challenges. It involves thinking outside of the box and exploring unconventional approaches to generate innovative solutions. Within the context of inventions, these two aspects are what drive the development of new ideas. Inventors employ critical thinking skills to assess existing knowledge and conceptualize new ideas to address unmet opportunities or needs. They also utilize ingenuity to devise novel approaches and techniques that push the boundaries of conventional thinking. Whether it be the compass of ancient China or the compass of modern science, each bears the indelible imprint of human intellect and imagination, a testament to the power of critical thinking and human ingenuity to shape the course of history. And so, that leaves us with a fairly robust definition. One that consists of four main points. Firstly, invention must be the first instance of its existence. It must serve some kind of purpose, it must have the process and result be recorded and verified by others, and it must arise from human creativity, reasoning, and problem skills. If mathematics meets these four requirements, then I think we can consider it to be an invention. Otherwise it's a discovery. So, we have our definition. The only thing left to do is to apply it. According to Platonism, mathematical entities exist independently of human thoughts, residing in an abstract realm of existence. These truths are considered eternal and immutable, waiting to be discovered rather than invented. Therefore, mathematics lacks originality in the conventional sense because its truths pre-exist human cognition. While mathematicians may uncover new theorems or concepts, they are not creating something entirely original, but rather revealing truths that have already existed. Realism asserts that mathematical truths have an objective reality independent of human perception. While mathematics serves a purpose in problem solving and describing the world, its principles remain unchanged and unaffected by human utility. Unlike human-made inventions, which are designed with specific practical purposes in mind, mathematical truths are discovered rather than created for utilitarian ends. Therefore, mathematics does not fulfill the criterion of utility as defined for invention. In Formalism, mathematics is viewed as a game played with symbols where the emphasis is on the internal consistency of formal systems. Mathematical truths are considered self-evident within these systems and do not require external validation or documentation in the same way that human-made inventions do. Therefore, mathematics does not possess the forms of documentation and verification typically associated with inventions, as its truths are derived from within the formal system itself rather than from external validation processes. Constructivism emphasizes the role of human creativity and reasoning in constructing mathematical knowledge. However, this process differs from traditional invention in that it involves uncovering truths that already exist rather than devising entirely new concepts or principles. While critical thinking and ingenuity are essential components of mathematical discovery, they are employed to access the Platonic realm of mathematical truths rather than to invent new ideas. Therefore, mathematics does not fit the criteria for invention as defined by the process of human ingenuity leading to the creation of something original. And with that, we reach a conclusion. Mathematics is discovered, not invented. This perspective, which I term apotalismatic realism, emphasizes that mathematical principles exist independently of human thoughts and are uncovered through exploration and inquiry. The term apotalismatic comes from the Greek effective or efficacious, and this viewpoint of apotalismatic realism stands in contrast to the constructivist and formalist viewpoints. Constructivism struggles to explain the universality and consistency of mathematical truths across different cultures and time periods. If mathematics were purely a human invention, we would expect more variability in its principles due to contextual factors influencing the inventing process. Similarly, formalism provides a useful framework for understanding how mathematics is practiced, but it falls short in addressing the objective reality that mathematical principles seem to reflect. While formal systems offer flexibility in mathematical practice, they do not negate the idea of an underlying reality that these systems aim to describe. Additionally, Gödel's Incompleteness theorems cast doubt on the completeness and consistency of formalist approaches. In contrast, apotalismatic realism finds support in the objectivity, universality, and predictive power of mathematical truths. These aspects suggest that mathematical principles exist independently of human thoughts and are discovered rather than created. The consistency of mathematical truths across different cultures and historical periods further reinforces this view. Moreover, the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics in predicting natural phenomena hints at an underlying reality wanting to be found. Therefore, the argument for talismanic realism is bolstered by its alignment with the characteristics of discovery. Mathematics lacks originality as its truths pre-exist human cognition. While mathematics serves a purpose in problem solving, its principles remain unchanged and independent of human utility. Mathematical truths are self-evident and do not require external validation or documentation. And while critical thinking and human ingenuity are essential in covering mathematical truths, they are employed to access the Platonic realm rather than inventing new concepts. In the end, mathematics stands as a testament to human curiosity and the relentless pursuit of understanding, a journey not of creation, but of discovery. So, if somebody asks you, is mathematics invented or is it discovered? You should respond, why the hell you ask me that? I'm not a huge nerd. But more importantly, you should say, it's probably invented or something, because it is way more complicated than what they might think. Thank you all very much for watching, and farewell.